Mr. Chairman,
Close the debate.
what I've heard then,
Councillor Fletcher, your call.
what I've heard then, it's not the only legal remedy. I accept reluctantly that the advice that we're receiving, but this is the sort of action that actually throws the whole of council into disrepute. And I wonder whether there isn't an opportunity. The Deputy Chair of Kiwi Rail sits on the Board of Auckland Transport. Is there not an opportunity for the Mayor to have a chat? I mean, is there not some circuit breaker here that is something that could be further considered before we go down this particular course? I will support the motion reluctantly, but I feel that we haven't explored it as fully as we might have.
Okay, look, just on that note, and I've heard it from, I think, Councillor Lee and yourself, and I think we probably all think the same way. The respective CEs of our council and Kiwi Rail do meet regularly, and I'm sure Ms Pirrett will take back a message to maybe put it on that agenda. It needs to be statutorily followed as well, because there are timelines there. Yep. And so we'll pick that up, and the Deputy Chair, under that small amendment there that the mover and seconder have accepted, I will be in dialogue with the Mayor's office to make sure the Mayor is abreast of any mediation directions as well. Councillor Cooper?
Yeah, thank you. Just to close the debate, Mr. Chairman, I'm very concerned about the fact that we have a process here, absolutely a legal process we're following. We've adopted the unitary plan. There are appeals to that. This is the process we need to use to counter any appeals. This is the proper process, and I'm really concerned that if we have a whole lot of people going off doing all sorts of things, we could be challenged. So I, really ask you, Mr. Chairman, to we'll have many of these reports over the next little while. We've got some in here that we just keep to the brief, because yes, people want to say all sorts of things, but we've already put our position, and now we need to defend that. And I think, and this opportunity to negotiate with appellants is the right place to do those conversations, not to have a whole lot of people going off doing their own thing. So I think we've got to be very careful around this, because this is the proper process to use. So I hope we can just follow the rules.
And we will.
Not make it up as we go along.
Thank you.
People
will be wandering off doing their own thing. There are channels of dialogue that exist within and between the organisations. So thanks, members. Hey, look, there were some good contributions there. Councillor Casey, are you going to speak?
Yeah, it was just to see whether we needed in a C to put the 3 affected boards into the equation.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. I've closed the debate. If we follow, you've asked, you want to follow standing orders. So
he's got a left.
You don't get to close debates, Councillor.
Sorry,
Can you do it for the mover?
I'll rule here. Councillor Cooper, you hadn't actually spoken to it, so I just took it as a speaking.
No, I did say, I said, I have the right to close. I said that at the beginning.
It's actually for me to call the close of the debate, but I appreciate your contribution.
That was standing orders, Mr.
Councillor
Chairman.
Casey, do you want to speak to it?
Do we need a C that put something in there about consultation with the 3 affected boards?
No, I don't believe so, and I'll ask Ms Pirrett to explain why.
No, because the negotiations and discussion will be between Auckland Council and Kiwi Rail. What we have indicated is if those discussions are not successful and we do have to go to hearing on the Environment Court, then we will discuss with the relevant local boards whether they want to put their views in as part of our case.
So we don't need that as
I
part of the
don't think
resolution?
you need it as part of the resolution.
Thanks, members. Good contributions. Councillor Clay, you made a really good point about future freight provisions from north to south into regional, and thanks for bringing that to the table. Councillor Lee is as well the importance of that designation. There are significant safety issues at crossings, and we all know what the tragedies around those that we've seen. The statistics are damning, and I think it's upon us to challenge Kiwi Rail, hopefully through mediation, and we resolve it. But this has huge risk for council if it was to proceed in the shape it is currently. and that's a safety risk for our citizens of Auckland, but it also is an imposition of cost or cost transfer to Auckland Council and its ratepayers. So thank you, members, for that contribution. It's moved and seconded. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Aye. To the contrary, no. And I don't hear any contraries, so I declare it carried. Thank you. Thank you, John.